Hi, PlayStation will end the physical disc production for new games in 2028. So a year and a half later from now, Sony will not produce any new game discs, any CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, anything about games will not be produced for PlayStation. You are only going to be purchasing everything from the PlayStation Store, which is the online store, the web store in the PlayStation. There's a couple of reasons why this is a bad thing for customers. First of all, from now on you are going to be fully tied to your Sony account. You cannot bring in new games out of your library. What your library has is all you have. So you cannot purchase from a retailer. You cannot purchase from the second-hand market. You cannot switch games with your friends. And you cannot sell what you already purchased. So you don't actually own your games anymore. Well, we all know now that the companies just put in these little sentences in their terms of service that says you are just licensing the games. They can just revoke your access anytime they want. So with that out of the way, the only thing you can do now, including the PCs actually, is to just somehow grabbing all of those game files via Blu-ray disc or a hard drive, put it in somewhere safe so you can just keep playing your game in the future too. If PlayStation or Xbox or Steam or whatever market store you have just deletes these games from existence in the future, you can still have a copy of it. You can still play it. So that is another aspect, just not losing what you purchased. And all of the things that I just talked about is gone with PlayStation's this decision, because there's no way to do this in the PlayStation anymore. This is why gamers are freaking out. This is why they are furious with Sony. Sony gave no alternative to physical media. They just locked everything down to their ecosystem. Yes, we don't have physical media in the PCs anymore, but we can just find whatever we want. We can just transfer files. We can just find game files from other stores. There's tons of stores in the internet. Even with time, Steam made it easier to share games with your friends. So I get the idea of just not using physical discs anymore. It's an old technology. We don't really need to do that. But you need to give the same functionality to the users. Users, your customers, should be able to just like grab their games and go on a trip and use it with whatever PlayStation they want to use it with. They should be able to borrow games from each other. They should be able to resell them in the second-hand market. Why wouldn't you want that? Oh, you don't want that because you want to sell more games. That makes sense. That makes actual sense. And for that, you are screwing up all of your customers. Nearly all of the games are coming up from the $80 price tag right now, and people are talking about making it $100 and making it even more. This is very expensive because truly it is harder to earn money right now in the world. Like there's a general problem with how the money is earned and how it's spent in the world right now. Everyone can casually play something right now because it is actually accessible by everyone, but it is more and more becoming inaccessible. Most people are waiting for discounts right now. You can just search up any data you want. It's generally nearly the half of the gamers are waiting for discounts to purchase a game. And not just that, but the quality has gone down. Companies are pricing these games like all of them are just GTA 5. No. None of it is GTA 5. You cannot price it the same price tag with the GTA 5. And just one of the ways that people can cope with this is just the second-hand market or joint libraries with friends and family. You purchase the game and divide the price with the number of friends you have. Or you wait for big discounts, like 80% discounts on Steam. Or you buy a physical disc from PlayStation and you resell that from like 60% of its value. And the problem is not just about it being expensive. Sony is malicious in the PlayStation Store. They personally price games for you. They show discounts to some people. They don't show discounts to other people. They sometimes make games cheaper, sometimes make them expensive, depending on who you are. So at the same time, your friend can purchase it from $20 and it might be $80 for you. The PlayStation Store being the only store on your machine means that they can do whatever they want with the prices. Also, they can just show any games they want. They can hide any games they want. The price for a 20-year-old game can stay high longer, which also happens for Nintendo games. Also, game preservation is gone. You are not going to be able to play your childhood game in the future. There's lots of games that I want to play that I played just 15 years ago, and some of them are even inaccessible right now. Even though I have a PC, even though I have some PlayStation games, some of them are incompatible. And with knowing Sony, it is going to be even worse. There was one time that PlayStation servers were down, so people just lost all of their access to their games. They couldn't play for the whole day until the servers came back up. It doesn't matter if you already downloaded the game and if you already have it on your physical machine. PlayStation is so malicious about this. They don't want you to play the game unless they give you explicit access for that time. If you have a slow internet, it's not PlayStation's problem. If you are going to go on a trip, it's not PlayStation's problem. If your internet has a data limit, it's not PlayStation's problem. If you want to be able to play more than 5 games on your PlayStation and they are not fitting into the internal storage, it's not PlayStation's problem. You can be the best defender of Sony and PlayStation. You can be the best fan from the day one, but they don't care about it. It's because this is the way they set up this ecosystem. We are at the point where you should be the one who's changing their spending habits, because PlayStation is set up in a way that is really a closed ecosystem. They are selling you a machine that costs them more to produce. Actually, it's either at the same amount of production cost or a little bit less even. They are sometimes losing money on selling you the PlayStation machine, and then on the PlayStation Store, using these practices, they sell you higher priced games, and they also get lots of cuts from those sales, lots of revenue. It is all made this way to make you spend more on the long run. So if you're thinking that like I should just get a cheap PlayStation and I should just play the games on that one because a PlayStation is just, I don't know, $500, $700 and I don't have the money to spend on a PC right now. But it might look like a reasonable thinking, and I know PCs are very expensive right now, but it is not going to be the thing that saves you, at least not anymore. Because most of the budget gamers who are on PlayStation are actually doing this second-hand swap things, and they just resell their games. Without the physical media, you are not going to be able to do that anymore. So I don't think the solution is PlayStation anymore. I don't think PlayStation is the solution for any cheap games, and I don't think it ever was. It looks like the solution until you want more than 10 games, and then just the whole price of everything you did on the PlayStation just exceeds anything you can do on the PC. I would at least consider building a budget-friendly PC. Like, you can also use gamepad on it, you can also wire it to your TV, and you can do more things on the PC. So like it's a good solution right now. So at the end of the day, I think this was a very wrong move for user base of PlayStation, and Sony might just lose lots of people after this. So what do you think about it? Do you think Sony should give an alternative to the physical media? Do you think it's not a problem at all? Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and if you liked the video, please subscribe, and thank you for listening.